What's up? Alex here with a quick intro before the intro. So this video is an announcement for a little bit of a new phase in my Learn Beach Volleyball Fast project, but it ended up being a little bit more of a full package than I had maybe initially thought. So this video includes the announcement itself, but it also includes sort of why I didn't do this before and why I'm doing it now and how I do it and why I do it that way, and also thoughts about attacking in beach volleyball, spiking technique, and how that ties to my coaching and how it's all important to this announcement. So simply, there is a lot to this video, and I think for a lot of you long-time followers, the right thing is to just watch this video beginning to end. But I also recognize that some of you might just want to get a summary of the gist of it, so I made a quick summary video here. There's also a quick summary text in the description below. And for you beach volleyball technique junkies that mostly care about insights about how to play volleyball, I might suggest that you start here in the video and watch the part about the attacking and spiking technique first, and then maybe later watch the whole video. Okay, hope that makes sense. Let's get started. What's up? Alex from LearnBeachVolleyballFast.com here. This video is an announcement and a little bit of good news at the same time, because my project, the Learn Beach Volleyball Fast project, is about to enter a little bit of a new stage from now on. So what's the good news? The good news is that I have decided that it's time to now finally actually start to provide online coaching through this program and have clarity about it, how it works. So the thing is, during the pandemic, I was trying to adapt like everyone else to the circumstances, and I put something on my website about online coaching and whatever. But in reality, there's been a lot of unclarity, and honestly, I wasn't capable of really doing that during the pandemic. Because, well, the honest reason is, I don't want to go too far into this, but I couldn't handle more screens during the pandemic. My social life was not in control with the restrictions, and I felt my humanness stopped functioning. And when I coach, I really want to be able to provide a good service, and I felt during the pandemic that that's not going to happen through a screen, because offline my life was just not in order. So I decided to pretty much not really do it. There's been some sessions here and there, people contacted me, and I was like, okay, we can do that now. But there hasn't been any continuity or clarity around this process really. And that's finally about to change now. So what I decided is there's 7 days in the week, and I think it's still of utmost importance that I continue focusing mostly on creating videos for this channel. Right now I'm creating videos for next summer. Northern Europe and American summer tends to be the biggest time of growth for this channel. So I'm making currently videos for that for next summer. But I think 1 day a week, if I coach 1 day a week, that's gonna give more than it takes. So I still have 6 days in a week to create videos, and one I can do coaching calls. And I think the overall benefit to the project will be greater that way than if I spend 7 days a week creating the videos. So basically what that means is that from now on I will be making calls, and it's going to be continuous, and it's going to be clear and simple how it works. But for now it will only happen 1 day in a week, and that leads to some organizational details that I'll go through in a little bit, but at least we have gotten started. Okay, so at this point in the video, completely honestly, I know we live in a world where online beach volleyball coaching is not the most common thing, and many people think that sports you have to learn in person. So there's a part of me that wants to go into how online coaching can work and how it can be effective and how it sometimes can be more effective than non-online coaching, etc., etc. But I will actually save that from this video. I have a little list of videos that I'm going to create later. The first one will be called something like "Can online coaching in beach volleyball actually be effective?" and I will probably drop that at the same time as this video. And then later I will create at least 2 more pieces of content videos. One of them is going to be called something like "The Real Damage of Inaccurate Beach Volleyball Information and Coaching." I basically think that it's better to sometimes not have coaching than have coaching that leads you down the wrong path. And the other video I want to create one day is going to be called something like "Why and How Can One-on-One Coaching Actually Be More Cost Effective, aka cheaper, than group coaching at times." I'm not saying every time, but at times. Okay, but I'll leave that at that for this video to keep the length down. Anyway, with the free introduction option, you can get to experience this type of online coaching for free without a financial risk. And those videos that I just mentioned, whenever they're done, I'm gonna link them in the description below. Okay, so how is this gonna work? On my website, I say that there's a free introductory call to my coaching, and that is going to be true. The thing is, I have only one day in the week, and I have a long queue right now. People have applied for that free session throughout the pandemic ever since I put that out on my website. So there is a long list of people waiting for that currently. So what I thought of is that there's basically going to be 3 or 4 ways to do this. Follow me here. So there's the free intro. Then there's going to be a paid intro possibility that will make the queue shorter for you. But with the paid intro, if you afterwards buy at least 10 hours of coaching, then the paid intro becomes free because you get a discount on the package that you buy later. So yes, you are paying for the intro, but that will be discounted later if you commit to a little bit of a longer package. So I wanted to introduce this basically because the waiting time, I don't know how long it will be for people that submit to the free intro now, and there might be some people out there that know that they want to do this and know that they're committed, and I want to give those people a way to basically quicken things up. And then there will, of course, after the intros, there will be people that actually decide to continue working with me and buy so-called packages. So with the limited amount of time that I will put into this, one day a week, is I will first prioritize calls by people that have already bought packages and they want to have calls that are parts of that package. I will always prioritize the people that are actually committed first. I will provide the best possible service to whoever actually hires me as a coach. Second priority is going to be the paid intro calls, and my priority is going to be 2 versus 1. So for every 2 paid introductory calls that I take, I will take 1 of the free ones if there is a queue of both. If there is no queue of the paid introductory calls, then I will do free introductory calls one after one until something else happens. I hope this makes sense, and I hope it seems fair. I'm gonna try to have on my website like a semi-updated estimate of how long a waiting time you will have if you go for the free option or if you go for the paid option, just to help people a little bit with their decision. And then there's also gonna be a 4th option, which is actually gonna happen outside of this one day if someone uses it, and it's the emergency call. It's just a 30-minute call. I don't need to plan my day so much around that, at least not as much. So I will run this as an experiment and see how that goes. That's if you book an emergency call, I will really try to make that happen within days from you showing interest, maybe even the same day if you're super lucky. And then we see what happens. So to buy a package and become the number 1 priority of my 1 day a week of the calls. So basically, this means that someone that bought a package, let's say there's 2 or 3 people that bought packages at the same time in the beginning, they can actually clog up this whole 1 day a week, and I'm fully booked for a while until they're done with me. And it's not until then that I will take, again, free or paid introductory sessions to see if there's more people that want to work with me long term. So what this means is that there could be times when the only way for someone that has not gone through an introduction thing to get like a call with me is through the emergency call, but we'll see how that goes basically. I will not sell any packages to someone that has not either done an introductory call free or introductory call paid or emergency call with me. I will always try to provide the highest quality service to whoever actually commits, and that's just how it is. It's a little bit more difficult in the beginning, but I will treat you exactly that way also if you end up committing. Okay, now let's talk some volleyball for a little bit. This is related to the coaching also, but let's talk some volleyball. So many of you followers know that I have been tweaking and working with my attacking and spiking technique for many years. I've been trying to find some solutions desperately that have been hard for me to find. So what I've been looking for is, I made a video about low elbow drawback for spiking versus high elbow drawback for spiking. And some of the most exceptional hitters nowadays, of the professionals and historically, I've noticed that many of them have low elbow drawback, which is quick, so it doesn't take too much time in the air. It's very powerful, it's relaxed, and they have a lot of angles available for them, and it's just an overall very beautiful thing to watch. And I've been for many years on the hunt for the answer of how this is done, and I think that finally I have the answer. So here's the thing, I would actually say that most beach volleyball professionals do not have this type of arm swing. So it's definitely not needed to play the highest level of beach volleyball to know this type of arm swing. At the same time, some of the most fascinating hitters, hard-hitting hitters, have this type of arm swing. I'll put some names here. So I do think that it's a valuable skill to have still, even though it might just be 5% of the pros that know how to do it, basically. So during these years of exploring, I've learned to hit a volleyball in many different ways with many different techniques, and I'm gonna make a lot of videos about this in the future. But basically what's going to end up happening is that I'm going to have different categories of spiking techniques, a little bit like a menu, and also sort of different commitment levels required from the player that wants me to coach them into what it will take for me to go into the details of a specific spiking technique. There's one technique, the wrist snap, that I have free videos on YouTube for. You can go and watch those for free. I also very openly teach those at group lessons. Then I have some techniques that I think are a little bit too complex and complicated and easily can be misunderstood on, for example, YouTube or group lessons. So I tend to keep those more towards private sessions. If there's someone at a group lesson that's like very close to figuring out, I will help them because I see that it's just a small tweak that can be done. But like someone that comes and doesn't know how to use their core for power, etc., etc., I'm not going to try to teach that in a group lesson because I've just realized over the years that it's not leading to anything anyway. Usually those need a little bit of more long-term group coaching that is very focused on that, or one-on-one coaching. Anyway, so for transparency, for now, this low elbow, quick and smooth and explosive and good, I would say, technique is not going to be available in this online coaching offer that I will put out. It will not be available for these price points in my price list. If you really want me to coach you in that, you can send me an email and we can discuss and see what happens. But it will not be available for these prices. Reasons are several. I have a little bit of a different plan of what I'm going to do in the future with this for the best for everyone. And also, it's quite recently that I learned how to do this. So my suspicion is that in the next coming months, when I get to practice even more and play with it even more, I will at least not get worse at it. And there's still a chance that I learn some details how to optimize it even more. So I will wait a little bit still before I start teaching people this technique. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's a blow for someone out there. But if you are interested in this, we can always discuss and see how we can do things. There's still several different other techniques that professionals also use, so you can definitely play very high level beach volleyball with them that I'm fully open to teach. And we could make like a plan so that later when I make this available, you have basically prepared for it or whatever. This is going to be different for every situation. So yes, I hope that makes sense, transparent, clear, and everything. If there's any questions, any unclarity, you can just ask me in the comments below and I will answer them, because now I have actually thought through the details and I will have answers which I maybe didn't have during the pandemic. If you think that the coaching is too expensive, some people will laugh and think this is too cheap, the coaching, because the value will be so much more than what I charge. Others will think it's too expensive. Everyone has different perceptions. I do really like, as a businessman, I should just say, you can just go somewhere else if I'm too expensive. But as the human being and coach Alex that I actually am, more than a businessman, I really do want to get the information that I have figured out throughout the years out to the masses in an affordable way. So in the long term, my plan is to create online courses which will take this information and make it more available, not only through one-on-one coaching or something like that, but I have decided that I will make the YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers before I start creating those courses. We're almost at 7,000 now when I release this video, so I do think that next summer we'll get there. But yes, if this is too expensive, I just want you to know that I do think about you also, and I do have solutions coming for you. And yes, those solutions will come quicker for you if you help me grow to 10,000 subscribers faster. That is the reality. I've throughout the years in my videos said that the faster this project grows, the better it will be also for you viewers. And yeah, it's just true. So I'm gonna continue saying that. So yes, thanks for watching. If you want to study a price list or whatever, you can click the links below in the description or go to learnbeachvolleyballfast.com/coaching. And yeah, we'll talk more later. Have a good one.